Why do so many Brazilian people think they have to lose their accent when they're speaking English? They don't. You don't. You don't have to speak English like a native speaker. That doesn't have to be your goal. It can be your goal if you want, no problem. I like to speak like native speakers. I like to speak like American people. I like to speak like British people. No problem. You have many options here on YouTube. Many different teachers from different parts of the world teaching you English with very specific accent. Okay, you have all this available to you. And it's beautiful and it's good. But my point is, you don't have to speak English like a native speaker for you to be understood. You can speak English with your own accent, from your own language. And this is not a problem. Okay? So relax. I'm going to show you now an American person being interviewed. He will be speaking Portuguese. Pay attention to his accent.
E os editores do seu jornal me perguntou como podemos saber que esse material é autêntico.
That guy has been living here in Brazil for many years. He knows Portuguese, he writes in Portuguese, he communicates in Portuguese, but you see his accent? It's very strong, but it's not a problem. There are some specific features of pronunciation that should be in place if you want it to be understood, but that's not your accent. I find it very funny when I see, for instance, native speakers giving us advice on how to lose our accent. And when they speak Portuguese, they speak with their own accent, as if they were speaking English. If they can speak Portuguese with their own accent, why can't we speak English with our own accent? As I said before, it is a great thing we have this option today. If you want to sound like an American person, if you want to sound like a British person, if you want to sound like someone from Australia or New Zealand or whatever, it's a good thing. We have all these teachers teaching us how to do it. As an option, I think it's fantastic. What I don't think it's good is that we sometimes feel that we have to. The feeling that some people have that it's ugly to speak English with their own accent. Is this a colonized mentality? I don't know. Now, I wanted to show you that you can speak English as if you were speaking your own language with your own accent. I'm sure you noticed that the way that I'm speaking now is a little bit different from the way that I was speaking in the beginning of the video. I'm just changing a little bit my accent. Most people still understand what I'm saying, even though my accent now is different. And you also have to consider that when you learn English, you're not learning English to speak with an American person, to speak with a British person. It's more likely for you to interact with the people from other nationalities. The only time that I spoke English with American people was the time that I went to the United States, and then I spoke English with American people. And it was good. I understood them very well, and they understood me very well too. But many of the times that I spoke English with people from other nationalities, from different countries in Europe, from different countries in Africa. And they could understand me, and they all had different accent. And that's a very good point in my opinion. Today, English is spoken all over the world. You're not going to learn English just to speak with American people or British people or people from Australia or Jamaica or South Africa. Imagine this situation. You're talking to someone from Portugal, both of you speaking Portuguese. You with your own accent and the person from Portugal with his or her own accent. And these are two very different accents. Nobody in this interaction expects the other to lose his or her accent. So that's my point. You don't have to lose your accent to be understood. But of course, if you like the culture of the country, if you want to sound like an American person, if you want to be a spy working for the American government, it's important for you to lose your accent so they don't spot you.
Come si chiama lei? Antonio Margareti. Ancora? Margareti. Un'altra volta, ma adesso vorrei proprio sentire la musica delle parole. Margareti.
So you have to train very hard and become an American spy or a British spy.
Bond. James Bond.
But if that's not your goal, relax. Especially because, as I said before, everybody is speaking English. And everybody is speaking English with their own accent. So bring your accent to the game too, ok? Beijo pra vocês e até o próximo vídeo.